everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my Owls TBR. If you don't know what the owls are, I will leave those videos down below. Basically, it is a readathon that has been created by G over at Book Roast, and it is the magical readathon. There are 2 installments throughout the year, as well as like extra little things that she does. The first one is the Owls exam, the second one is the Newts. This is the Owls, I was about to say Newts, that's not right. This is the Owls exam, and I'm very excited. So I will leave all the videos down below, as I said, so you can see everything, see all the explanations, get all the information that you need, because this readathon is extensive and incredible, so I definitely think you should go check out G anyways. But without further ado, let's just get into this, because this is going to be my April TBR as well as my Owls TBR, which the Owls TBR is actually going to take up a lot of the April TBR because I have no chill. So basically, I chose a career, and this year G actually has a few new careers, and then she's also added seminars, but I haven't picked any of the seminars because I don't think they are beneficial to the career that I picked, so that's fine. And the career that I picked was wand maker, and I'm very excited about this because it says wand making is one of the first wizarding crafts which has been acknowledged as an honorable profession amongst wizards. If you show a brilliant attention to detail and have a certain fondness towards research that extends to more hands-on experience, you might want to consider wand making as a profession. I think wand making is such an interesting idea for a profession. I've always found magical wands really cool. I was going to pick Trader of Magical Tomes because like that's very on brand for me, but I also wanted to pick something that was a little bit of like an easier Owls run, but also something that'll give me a little bit of a challenge when we reach the Newts, but not too much of a challenge, because when you reach the Newts you have to read for each level of an examination up to what it says. So if you needed an O in a subject, you need to read 3 books to get to that O. So I was like, I knew this because I've done the Newts before. So I was just wanting to find one that wasn't too insane so that my TBR wasn't 15 books long. But it kind of is now. But for wand maker you only need to take 5 classes, so you only need to read 5 books, and those prompts are as such. You have the Ancient Runes prompt, which is the heart rune, so it has to have a heart on the cover or in the title, and I ended up picking Lucy Powery's book. It is the Paper and Heart Society, so it has heart in the title and on the cover, and the bookmark is falling out, but as you can see, it has a heart on the cover and a heart in the title, and it's very cute. It actually has a few hearts around, which is so exciting. And this was actually on my March TBR, but I never got to it, so I was thinking this is perfect because I need my Ancient Runes examination, so very excited about this. This is about Tabby Brown, who is tired of trying to fit in. She doesn't want to go to parties. In fact, she would rather just snuggle up on with a book on the sofa, and it's like she hasn't found her people yet. But then she joins a club that promises to celebrate books. What could go wrong? Everything, especially when making new friends sparks an awkward buzzing feeling all over her body. But Olivia, Cassie, Henry, and Ed have something that makes Tabby come back. Maybe it's the Austen-themed fancy dress parties, or Ed's fluffy cat, Mrs. Simpkins, or even Henry himself. Can Tabby let her weird out and live the best bookish life possible? Which just seems like a perfect book for me. I don't know why I haven't read this before. I bought it as soon as Lucy released it I bought it off of Book Depository because she's published it in the UK, and she has just finished her 2nd book. I don't know when that's going to be out, but that's very exciting. So I'm hoping I love this, and it fits the prompt perfectly. So, first book. The second prompt that you need for wand maker is Arithmancy, which is magical qualities of number 2, balance and opposites. Read something that is outside your favorite genre. So if you've been around here a while enough, you'll know that my favorite genre is fantasy, hands down. So I decided to go out of my genre really far, not even to romance, which is my like 2nd favorite genre, but to crime and thriller. With 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. This is also book themed because this is about a man who owns a bookstore, a mystery bookstore, I believe, and he has previously released the 8 Perfect Murders on a list, and now someone is emulating these 8 Perfect Murders, and he gets drawn in. That's all I know. That's all I want to know, because it's a thriller, and I've heard very little about this book because I avoid this plot like the plague, because I don't want to know anything. But I'm very excited about this, and it's thinner than I thought it was going to be, so it shouldn't take me that long to get through. So I'm very excited about this. But yes, this is definitely going outside my favorite genre, for sure. The next prompt that you need, the next class that you need to become a wand maker is Care of Magical Creatures, which the prompt is Hippogriffs, which is just reading a book with a beak on the cover. Now, I was looking at this and I was like, wow, March I read The Merciful Crow and Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, each of which would be perfect for this prompt because they all have birds on the covers. And then I was thinking, well, I could also just reread Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban or the Order of the Phoenix, but I reread Prisoner of Azkaban in March on audio, so I was like, why do that again? I just reread it. So I looked through my bookshelves and I found Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palpreto, and we have a phoenix on the cover with a beak, which I am so excited about. I have had this on my shelves for a little while, I believe since last November-ish time, and I'm really excited to get to this. I've heard good things, but I haven't heard many people talk about this one, so very excited to get to it. All I know is that it's about phoenix riders and 2 sisters who are at odds and some kind of kingdom, but like phoenix riders. Pretty cool. So I'm intrigued and I am ready to give this a go. So the next prompt is Charms, and that is Lumos, a book with a white cover. Now, I'm really excited about this because I was, again, looking at my shelves and I don't have that many white cover books. And so I was thinking and thinking, I was like, oh god, what am I going to read for a white cover? Am I going to have to pick a profession that doesn't have charms in it? Because, you know, if I actually went to Hogwarts, just as a little side note, charms would be my favorite class. I just know it. And I think last year for my newts, I tried to become I succeeded in becoming a charms Hogwarts professor, so like that would be my dream for everything. So I just kept looking, and then I remembered I had taken a picture of a series that has exclusively white covers just recently on my Bookstagram, and I was like, finally, I have a reason, a better reason to finally finish this trilogy, which I have been trying to finish for a long time. And that is, I'm going to be reading the second book in the Darker Shade of Magic series, which is A Gathering of Shadows. Now this is a definite white cover. I know a lot of times people have photographed these books and their covers aren't white, but the one I have is white, thank goodness. And the last book is also white, so I could have picked that one as well, but I haven't read this one yet, so like, it wouldn't work that way anyways. So yes, I'm going to be reading the second book in the Darker Shade of Magic series, which I'm very excited to get to. I really just want to love V.E. Schwab's writing, and I haven't read enough of her books to really fall in love with it, so I'm very excited about this. Very excited. So if you don't know, A Darker Shade of Magic is about 4 Londons. We have Red London, Grey London, Black London, and White London. We have the magical London, the regular London, the dying London, and then the dead London? Oh, the dying London is White London, and then the dead London is black. But they aren't like in the same world. They are like pieces of paper as like different dimensions, so you can travel between if you are an Atari. I might be wrong, but Kel, our lovely main character in the first one, he can travel through worlds, and there's a plot in the first one that he has to foil, basically. And I'm excited to go into the next one. So, super pumped for this one. And the last prompt to become a wand maker is Herbology, which is Mimulus, I've never been able to say this, Mimbulus Mimbletonia. It's a plant. So just a book that starts with the title of M. And I honestly was looking all over my shelves. I have no books that start with the title M. Like 2 maybe. And then I do have more if you delve into the classics, but I was not in the mood to pick a classic for this readathon because I know myself with my classics it takes me a long time to read them, and I know you have a month to do this readathon, but like, you know. So I was looking, and then I was like, all right, I do have one that I'm super excited about, but I'm a little daunted because it's a little bit bigger. I mean, I say that, and I've read like The Way of Kings and like Mistborn and stuff like that in previous months, so it's fine. But usually for readathons I like to have a like more easier vibe reads and like smaller reads to get through. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'm doing Middle Game by Shauna McGuire, and I'm very excited about this one. I know very little, like next to nothing. All I know is that Roger and Dodger are twins, and something about gods. Roger and Dodger aren't exactly human, though they don't realize it. They aren't exactly gods either, not entirely, not yet. That's all I want to know. And I know Books and Lala from here on YouTube absolutely adores it. I think it was her favorite book of last year, so very excited to read this one and see if I like it too. But I think I will love it. I have never read a Shauna McGuire book before, but I think this is a good place to start. Now, because I'm an overachiever and I didn't pick any seminar to go along with my career, I decided to add in the extra careers that you need to be a trader of magical tomes, just in case I change my mind by the time we get around to the newts. I have 2 career options then instead of just 1, but I'm going with Wand Maker for now. Those are my for sure 5. These are if I want to read a little bit more in March. And I know myself, and I know the way that I read, usually it'll be more. So I've picked 3 extra classes, and they are Defense Against the Dark Arts, which is a Grindylow, a book set at sea or by the coast. And this one took me a little while. Again, I don't know why. I was standing in front of my bookshelves just like gazing at my books. I'm like, what is set by the sea? And then my eyes fell upon The Beholder, which literally has a pirate ship on the front of the cover. And I know this is like a romance fantasy YA, and I bought it last year, and I'm very intrigued by it. I don't know if I'm gonna love it or hate it. We'll find out. I don't mind going into fantasy books, especially YA fantasy books, if I know that the main plot is a romance plot. If I go in expecting fantasy and then I only get a romance plot, I get a little bit disappointed. But if I know that this is mainly romance going in, I think I should be fine. And I haven't read a book about pirates or on a pirate ship or by the coast really ever, except for House of Salt and Sorrows, which I read last year, but that was just like a seaside town, or the Scorpio Races, which, by the way, if you're looking for prompts for this one, Defense Against the Dark Arts, those would be 2 great books for it. Very atmospheric, incredible books. But The Beholder will be my choice for that. And I also, if I'm not really feeling this one, but I do want to still do a Defense Against the Dark Arts prompt, I could do Truth Witch, which is set by the sea, apparently. With the help of the cunning Prince Merrick, a witch wind, and a ship's captain, and the hindrance of a blood witch bent on revenge. So it's like, there are ships in here as well. Outcast of Reckless, I don't know. But this one, I bring it up as well because it matches for another prompt in here. It goes for the History of Magic prompt, which is reading a book with witches or wizards, and Truth Witch, the witch is in the name. So if I do read this one, I think I'll be reading it for the witch prompt, for the History of Magic prompt, just because, you know, it's good. And I've been meaning to read Truth Witch for a long time. And so maybe this is the month that I finally pick it up. Hopefully. This is, I don't really even know what this is about. Did I say what The Beholder was about? I didn't say what The Polder was about. Okay, so The Beholder is Scylla has waited her whole life for a happily ever after. As the only daughter of the Seneschal of Potomac, wow, she knows her duty is to find the perfect match, a partner who will help secure the future of her people. Now that day has finally come, but when the night of Scylla's engagement ends in an excruciatingly public rejection, her stepmother proposes the unthinkable. Scylla must set sail across the Atlantic, where a series of potential suitors awaits, and if she doesn't come home engaged, she shouldn't come home at all. How rude. From English castle gardens to the fjords of Norge and even beyond the borders of the dreaded Imperia Jotne, Sela's quest will be the journey of a lifetime, but as she searches for the future husband, she realizes that her stepmother's schemes aren't the only secrets hiding below decks, and the stakes of her voyage may be higher than a happy ending, which is intriguing. I don't even know if this counts as a fantasy, does it? Maybe. Who knows? Anyways, so that's what the Polder is about. And Truth Witch is about Safia, or Safi, who is a truth witch, and which means she is able to discern truth from a lie. It's a powerful magic that many would kill to have on their side, especially amongst the nobility to which Safi was born. So Safi must keep her gift hidden, lest she be used as a pawn in the struggle between empires. Iseult, I don't know if that's how you say it, a thread witch, can see the invisible ties that bind and entangle the lives around her, but she cannot see the bonds that touch her own heart. Her unlikely friendship with Safi has taken her from life as an outcast to one of reckless adventure, where she is a cool, wary balance to Safia's hot-headed impulsiveness. So it's just like some kind of adventure. Which is cool. I don't know. I'm intrigued. And the very last one, the very last prompt that I will be doing, hopefully for the Owls Readathon, is the Transfiguration prompt, which is reading a book with a shapeshifter, and hopefully I can finally get to the Hero of Ages, which is the last Mistborn Era 1 book. This has an animal in it that can like steal the skin of humans or other animals and like pretend it's them, so I'm counting that as a shapeshifter because it's changing shape, you know? So yeah, this was again on my March TBR, but I never got to it, and I would really like to finish the Mistborn trilogy because it is one of my favorite trilogies, and I need to know how it ends. So yes, I will hopefully get into this in April anyway, so I will just count it for my Transfiguration prompt. So yeah. Anyway, so other than all those books for the Owls Readathon, I do have 2 books that I need to get to as well in April that are just other books that I need to read. So I have The Keeper of the Isis Light by Monica Hughes. This is our book club pick of the month between myself and my friends. It is a YA sci-fi that my friend read a long time ago, and she's doing her thesis and she's using a bunch of different sci-fi books for it, so she wanted to read this so she could use it for her thesis. Read it again because it's been so long. I'm intrigued by it, and it's little, and I need to read more sci-fi, so excited about this. This is about a person question mark, we'll say that, named Olwyn Pendennis, who has never been to Earth. She had been born on Isis, and since her parents' death, she has lived there alone, manning the Isis Light, a lighthouse in space designed to aid ships and bring settlers from Earth. And now, on the day of her 10th year, which she would be 16 in Earth years, Olwyn is ready to welcome them, but are they ready for her? She was once human like them, but the harsh climate of the alien planet has changed her, transformed her into something else, something the settlers could never be prepared for. So, intrigued. And then the last one is The Beast of Beswick by Emily Howard. This is the Lovely Ladies Book Club pick for this month, and I need to get to it hopefully at the beginning of April or in the next few days even, because I don't know when we're having our live stream for this one, so I should probably be prepared and have this read anyways. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It is a historical romance. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. I'm intrigued. I have never read historical romance before, so this will be my first time. But I'm excited, and this cover is like pretty cool, pretty gorgeous, you know, gorgeous, very red, very cool. Anyways, and if I find the time to read a classic for this month, I'm going to be reading The House of Mirth, which was on my March TBR as well. I never got to it, so just traveling it over to my April one because that's what I do. But I'm very excited about this book. I don't know much about it. All I know is that Edith Wharton is, I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything. This is my issue, even though I have an English degree and I took many Victorian like classes of literature and old Victorian, read a lot of Victorian books. I never read any Edith Wharton, and I want to. I just want to branch out in my women novelists, you know? It's a good time. Anyways, that is everything, my friends. That is my Owls TBR for this upcoming month of April. That is my TBR in general. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know down below if you are participating in the magical readathon this go around and what career you guys have picked. I am very excited to become a wand maker, so let me know. Let me know if you've picked the spell one. I think you like create spells, or there's another one besides the Magizoologist. There's what else? There's like a potioneer one. There's one that's like a culinary sorcerer, which is really cool. I don't know. There's so many. Definitely go check it out. Definitely join if you can. I hope to catch you in another video soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.